Hey there, happy new moon in Virgo. Today is the first of two new moons in Virgo in a row. So we've got one in August, and then again a month from now, September 21st, we have a second new moon in Virgo. It is rare, but not unheard of to have two new moons in a row in the same sign. Usually we move from one sign to the next each month, but occasionally we get one at the very beginning of a sign and then the next one at the very end of a sign, which is the case with these two Virgo new moons. So I'm going to talk about today's new moon in the context of this pair that we are just now in beginning this double moon cycle in Virgo, talking about and thinking about Virgo energy, which is definitely on my mind. So, in part because of the talk I have coming up for OPA Live, the Organization for Professional Astrology, I'm going to be doing a live presentation on Sunday, August 31st on Virgo energy. It's called Why Witches Use Brooms, a Secret Superpower of Virgo. So maybe I'll give you some tidbits today, just as we really tune in with this Virgo energy. Okay, I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro Vibe for Friday, August 22nd, diving in here. So we've got today the first of these two Virgo new moons. Now remember, this is the ending of the Leo moon cycle that began about a month ago with the Leo new moon. And today's new moon is the ending of one cycle and the beginning of the next. So it falls at 0 degrees Virgo, and the exact new moon is 11:06 p.m. Pacific time. So depending on your time zone, it may be Saturday morning for you. But regardless, we are in this new moon energy, and 0 degrees Virgo is a strong Virgo placement, right? It's the beginning coming in with a bang with Virgo energy, which we don't typically think of Virgo as being anything that has much of a bang. Virgo is generally energy that is about refinement and perfection, working hard, putting in the effort to get the details right on something. We don't get a whole lot of glory from Virgo energy. It is humble. It likes to be of service. It does not like to be the center of attention. But with Virgo energy, we have this power and this potency to create the results we want. And that's partly what I'm going to be talking more in depth about in my talk for OPA Live again on Sunday, August 31st. I will share in the description for this video how to access that talk. It's free for OPA members. There's a small fee if you're not a member of OPA. But at any rate, you can watch that, and I would love to have you join me there. So one of the interesting things about today's new moon, not only is it at 0 degrees Virgo, and next month's Virgo new moon, which is a solar eclipse next month at 29 degrees Virgo. So we have this new moon at 0 and the next month's new moon at 29. So the beginning and the end of Virgo. So what's the difference between those two? This is interesting, right? 0 degrees Virgo is the most pure Virgo energy, where it is new, it is brand new for, the experience of a planet moving into Virgo 0 degrees, just like in this case, the sun and the moon both moving into Virgo at 0 degrees around the same time, is that we enter this energy and we feel the essence of the energy very strongly. So we notice that need for humility, right? We're coming out of that Leo energy that wants to move and be the center of attention and express yourself, and isn't very concerned about the practicalities of how things are going to work, or how we're going to make it exactly the outcome that we want, right? It's just enthusiasm and excitement and drama and performance. That's the Leo energy. So with Virgo, we shift gears into this energy that helps us get hands-on, get very tangible and practical. So it's really asking the technical questions. How are you going to pull this off? Whatever it is you're excited about, whatever it is that your creative energy and enthusiasm is like ready to go with, how are you going to do it? What are the details? How are you going to put this in motion? What does it look like in the real world? So that, could be writing out a plan. It could be going and learning some things you need to learn in order to do what you want to do. It could be just starting to dive in and work on the practical steps to get something moving in the direction you want it to go. So the nice logical flow from one new moon, one sign to the next, because isn't that great? Isn't that cool how each new moon follows the previous one, builds on the energy of the previous zodiac sign? So we have at this point, since we began with the spring equinox in Aries, and having a new moon in Aries, we've gone through Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and now Virgo, where it's like we take all of the thinking and excitement and connection with our bigger picture of purpose. We take all of that and we ask ourselves, okay, what am I making? And how do I get it to where I want it to be? So we've got that energy of picking up getting the shovel, getting the I don't know, the needle, right? Or the knitting needles if you're knitting something, or crafting, the ingredients if you're cooking something, digging the dirt, preparing the soil, getting the pieces if you're going to build something, right? You need to buy the lumber, the hardware. If you're doing a computer project, it might mean getting the software, figuring out how it works, and getting the help that you need. So, getting the pieces, getting the components in place to begin this process. And that is where we are with this first Virgo new moon on August 22nd, 23rd, depending on your time zone. And then as we go through the moon cycle that begins with the Virgo new moon, we get to work on that energy, put things in motion, gather our tools, get hone our technique, gather our resources that we need, get hands-on, get in the weeds and start working on things. And then as we get to the second Virgo new moon on September 21st, we have then a need to finalize, to complete, and to perfect what we have been working on. So preparing something for the release, the surrender that will allow it to move on and become what it is we have put in motion. And there's a point when in the creative process where you've put in all the hard work, you've taken all the steps, you've done all the things you can do, and you have to kind of step back, right? And you have to ask yourself, okay, what is this thing that I've been working on? What is it trying to become? And if you're doing a writing project, an art project, music, right? You have to take that step back and ask yourself, okay, where do I need to let go of my places of attachment and things that I thought would be a certain way that maybe didn't quite end up being the way I thought they would, but to really do those final touches in terms of perfecting something, there is a component of willingness, of allowing, of letting go of attachments and letting something actually become what we're creating the space for it to become. So that is the difference between the August new moon in Virgo and the September new moon in Virgo. The August one is brand new, is baby. It is learning, right? It's excited about what's in front of it, what it's getting started on. And that Virgo new moon and solar eclipse in September will be about finishing, refining, letting go of attachments, releasing, perfecting, final touches. Maybe I said that already. Okay. Anyway, so there's a difference in quality between these two Virgo moons just based on the placement in the sign of Virgo with the sun and moon coming together at those different degrees, beginning versus end of Virgo. And then there's also another really, really interesting component to these two new moons. Again, the second one is a solar eclipse, but this one here in August is just a regular old new moon at 0 degrees Virgo. But both new moons in Virgo activate what I've been talking about here in terms of an outer planet double sextile. And so, guess what else is happening as we move into the closest approach of these outer planets, which if you missed some of my videos on that, you can go back and watch them. I'll try to put the links in the description for this video because this is a big picture alignment of outer planets. I also have a great handy reference guide to give you some more details about what all this means. So check for the link to an article, a handy reference guide about the dates and meanings of these outer planet alignments in the description for this video. And also, so not only are they coming into that closest approach for this year, including Saturn, which it's also the only time Saturn will be involved, even though they will go in and out of this alignment for a few years. But this year is special because of Saturn's involvement, and we have this alignment within half a degree. Next year, we're going to have other special things. We'll get there. At any rate, this Virgo new moon, both in August and September, are activating these outer planets. So that the specific alignment that is happening at 0 degrees Virgo is a yod, which is just for those of you who follow astrology, it's two inconjuncts or two quincunxes pointing a finger. Some people call it a finger of God pointing toward the new moon in this case. So outer planets in a sextile in a yod to the sun and moon at the new moon moment. And we have one quincunx, one yod with Pluto and Neptune and Saturn together right now, so they're essentially the same. Neptune, Saturn, we can call them. And that's with the sun and moon at 0 degrees Virgo. And then next month, we will have another yod. Only this one would be with Neptune and Uranus pointing to the sun and moon at 29 degrees Virgo. So in both cases, a yod, meaning there's some work to be done here. This is work that is important. This is work that has meaning and significance beyond just this moment. And again, we are doing the Virgo work that we're doing may seem insignificant or inconsequential in the moment, in the day to day, but the work that whatever it is you are working on right now, what you're putting your time and energy, effort, resources into, it is making a bigger difference than you can see from the moment that you're in the midst of right now, right? So it has this bigger significance than it feels like. And that yod energy is saying this is something that has meaning. It is very meaningful. And the new moon, the energy of the new moon is planting a seed. And again, we're putting in this hard work, rolling up our sleeves, getting hands on, doing the dirty day to day, step by step stuff. Like, imagine if you're building a giant castle and you have to put in each brick one at a time. It's tedious, it's laborious, it's methodical, it's exhausting sometimes. But those little but the bricks are what make this giant, incredible, amazing, transcendent thing that is so much more because of the extra effort you put in to each brick, right? Same idea with cooking. If you have quality ingredients that you fresh picked organic from your own garden or your neighbor's garden, and you have seasonings that are fresh that you dried yourself, and I mean, I don't know what it is, right? But just imagine the difference in the quality of the outcome in terms of the effort and the quality of the details that went into it. And so it's not just the ingredients, it's also the time you spend, it's the care you put into it, right? It's that extra effort, it's the love you put into it. So what I'm saying is at this moment in time for this Virgo new moon, take your energy and the things that you are working on and put extra love into them. Put the care and the caring about the quality into what you do. So even though and even for the things you might do that seem insignificant or behind the scenes or not that special or important or even you know, making any kind of difference at all. And right, and take that and put that quality effort, put love into what you're doing because chances are that it actually has a much bigger meaning and significance than you can see in the moment in the from the perspective of the person who has to go through and fix all the problems. Maybe you have some kind of role in your work or in your daily life, or you're the problem fixer, right? You go and get everything back in order that somebody else messed up or that came to you in an incomplete form. And so what I'm saying is the effort you go to make something right, to get it right, to make it presentable, to make it good is not only worthy but is of this significance and importance that you can't see from where you're at right now, quite possibly. So in other words, yeah, and both of these new moons have this yod. They both form a yod with these outer planets, which is one of the very cool things about these outer planet alignments. And this one, certainly has never happened in any of our lifetimes. Uh, well, not in our lifetime, this lifetime, maybe in a past life, I don't know. But at any rate, this is very unique opportunity. And what happens with the inner planets is they activate this outer planet alignment. And so as you can see, we've had some other inner planets forming more points of the six-pointed star and different things, and we will continue to have that going on. This one with the new moon forming a yod, both new moons forming a yod with the same outer planets, just are the different planets, but the same double sextile alignment. So cool. So very cool. So it is also activating the bigger picture of what we are collectively moving through. So whatever you're concerned about in this moment, whatever you think is important, whatever you think needs to be said or heard or felt or expressed or moved, whatever that is for you personally, this is the opportunity. And the little things you do are moving things in ways that you cannot see in this moment and may not even make sense from where you are right now. But down the road, you will look back and you will go, oh, that's what that meant. That's what that time was about. That's what I was doing when I didn't realize it. So, and really in life, right? We never know. We never know which day, which phone call, which to-do item on our to-do list, which little thing, email, task, is going to be something that shifts something in a big way. You never know, right? So this is the new moon to think about things that way, to think about your efforts, your hands-on work that you're putting into whatever is in front of you, whatever is moving that is your responsibility. And you'll know because it's there in front of you and you'll see it. It's like that project you're working on or that thing that's been on your to-do list that's been nagging at you, or a project in your home or work, right? It could be lots of different things, but it's this energy of time to get to work, and the quality and the care that you put into that day-to-day tedious, laborious, effort-filled work is very meaningful in the big picture. All right, I will leave you there. Enjoy this new moon, and don't forget to join me next week on August 31st for the Opa Live Why Witches Use Brooms, the Secret Superpower of Virgo. I hope to see you there. Again, all the details will be in the description for this video. Thank you for being here and subscribing. I appreciate you. And I'm Marina Orms. You can find me at astrologyheals.com. I'll see you next time.